Hey people, how's it going? The one time these guys actually start on time. These guys always start late. And no, tonight they are on time. How's everybody doing? We are already 40 seconds into this one. Welcome along, wherever you are at. Who are we picking? Who are we picking? I haven't even got a chance to grab a beer out the fridge. JP's got the Landers by 20. Goodness gracious me, they would certainly take that, mate. Landers by 20. Tim, man, what are you doing here? How's your arm after your jab? Is it sore? Or is it nothing? Schlanger's got the Force by 10. Theft's got the Force by 2. Daramundi just wants a close game. You and me both, mate. Laurent, how you going, bud? Got your tickets all sorted, eh? It's a bit of good news. First stoppage, I'm going to go grab a beer because I am parched. Dwayne's got a Force upset. Ribsy says Highlanders by 25. What is up with you Aussie blokes backing the Highlanders by so much? Force have got the ball if you're actually watching the game. 6 phases. It's all Force. Highlanders haven't had a touch. Anthony, man, things are going good, thank you. Going to the game tomorrow, I am. Bought my ticket. Blues against the Waratahs. Oh, for goodness sake, Google, leave me alone. Schlanger's on the wines, good man. Day off today, it's my 40th birthday and your arm's a bit sore. 40 years old, Tim. There's no way you're 40 years old. I've seen your picture. I refuse to believe it. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Unbelievable. It's a good knock, man. You're the same age as my brother. 40 years old. Nice one, man. What'd your missus get you? Theft says beef. The beef, it's all beef. 15 phases for the beefy boys. Not that they're the beef anymore. Adam says up the Force. Alaran's got the Landers by 12. Adam's got the Force by 10. It's a real split. It looks like eventually the Highlanders have won a penalty. Big 4-0, Tim. Goodness me. Goodness me. I'm still a couple years away from that, but not too far, so you get a day off. Bribsy, mate, now they're not the beef in this competition. They no longer have their beef powers. That's what I meant earlier. No beef powers. 15 phases. Turnover ball. Grant, mate, how's it going? Craig, good evening. I'm just going to grab a beer. I'll be back in 2 ticks. You can actually see my fridge from this angle. There you go. Yeah, the IT boy is not quite as nice as the old beefy boys, is it? Got a coldie tama right on cue. There we go. Happy birthday, Tim, man. Cheers, everybody. It's up for a good game. What am I supposed to do for if you can't make beef memes? You can still talk beefy. We all know the beef. Nobbum's got the Landers by 24 and picked the Canes by 20. I also picked the Canes by 20 something, 23. Alaran's got his tickets sorted on the international terminal for the first time in 14 months. Well, despite COVID, I haven't been to the international terminal for a long time. I've been domestic, but I haven't been international. It's almost 5 minutes if you guys are following the game. I'll give you a marker when we do hit 5 minutes, and that would be right about now. So I'm probably behind most of you guys, but we'll see. Weird not seeing me on the couch. Yeah. I kind of wanted to do the whiteboard thing. It reminds me I've forgotten how to do the whiteboard thing, which involves writing the score up. There we go. team formerly known as Beefy. Yeah, I was going to say artist, but no, you're right. It is a team, isn't it? My local countdown is pretty small. Did you go to the Only Hunger countdown? My mate works there. My best mate from high school works at the local countdown. I don't live there anymore though. I moved, bro. My local countdown now is pretty big actually. Countdown is a supermarket here. Theft had steak for dinner. So beefy all the way. There you go. God, I hope the Force can get ahead here. But no, they've knocked it on. Stansport hasn't stuffed itself. Yeah, I heard it was pretty bad. And they didn't put out a statement like, sorry for the bad service, we've fixed it, right? That's shocking. Pretty shocking. Anthony, I just bought a big old box of Tui. I haven't been drinking it much during the week, eh? So here it is. Look at all them hats and shirts you got in the cubby holes. Yeah, there's a few hats and shirts in there, mate. They are kind of well kept in that little thingy, so it keeps everything kind of, I guess, organised at least to some kind of degree. Kakinen, man, how's it going? We are sitting here watching the Force and the Highlanders. We're 6 minutes and 50 seconds in. They are about to reset a scrum because resetting scrums is kind of what we do sometimes. Schlanger asks, where in Auckland am I from? Originally, I am from sunny Onehunga or Onehunga. South Central Auckland. I now live out west, so I should be in the process of growing a mullet to acclimatise to the current surroundings. Tim, what channel is this on in the UK? I think it's on Rugby Pass. I don't think it's on a TV channel, so unfortunately. Big Viet Show says, tough day at the office for the Victorian friends. They put up a better showing than they did last week, man. Better showing than last week. And the Force defensively were the best of the Aussie outfits in terms of their defensive numbers last week, so maybe that's a good start. Jason says West is best. You don't have a mullet though, do you, Jason? It is actually pretty nice on here. I'm enjoying it. Ribsy says, carne the beef. I don't know what that first word means. I consider myself to have a decent vocabulary. Is it like chili con carne? Or is that a different word? Is that Latin? Is that English? If it's English, that's disappointing. But cheers, man. Long live the beef. Remember the beef. Thank you, brother. Let's go beefy boys, even if they're not beefy. Appreciate that, man. Good evening, morning, fleshing. This game is underway, mate. 8 minutes and almost 40 seconds. The Landers hot on attack. But Frizzell spilled the ball in the tackle. It kind of just means beef the beef, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And Khan is kind of like, come on. Khan is an Aussie, come on. What language is that? Australian. I consider New Zealand English and Australian English to be quite well related. I thought I was aware of most of your slang, but that's a new one for me. That is a new one. Sean says, hopefully La Rochelle get the Champions Cup tomorrow against Toulouse. It's almost like the day after tomorrow for me, but I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Craig's got Tui in his fridge. Just in case I have a visit. Bro, I'll drink whatever, man. I'm not fussy. 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Look like, is that Harmon? Has just won a penalty at the breakdown. So the Landers have got a choice. I am very sure they're going to go for touch. They're not going to kick for sticks, but we'll see. Carne means meat in Spanish. There you go. I don't know if I speak a word of Spanish. If you'd said it in Chinese, I would have got it. New for Craig as well. I'm not the only one. But we are learning, Ribsy. You're expanding our international vocabularies. Absolutely. Spanish for meat. I mean, you can make carnivore. It makes sense. I figured there was a meat connection there. That's why I was kind of asking, is this some kind of Latin? Well, Romance language, close enough, right? Highlanders have just had a line out on the Force's 22. Here is a important period for the Force to hold. Pulling for Leicester Tigers in the Challenge Cup later. With a name like American Tigers, I think that makes a lot of sense, man. Kaonyo roll, JP. There you go. There you go. Roast beef. Oh, the Highlanders have just passed it to the Force. That's a bit of a get out of jail, that one. Trying to listen, but having the house rewired with a guy chasing out the walls in the room next to you with a big drill. Goodness me, Fleshin. Who put that pass in? Mitch Hunt? Hunt passed it to Kahui. Happy with the fixtures for the Rugby Championship. Interestingly, Sean, I saw they were out, but I haven't had a chance to have a squiz through them, but I will have a look. There's Nono Toulon or Toulouse. He is Toulon, mate. So he's not playing in the game in the final. Craig's asked me to look up. Here we go. Aaron Smith. Oh, that is skill. That is skill. Nareki has just scored. It's a line-out move for the Landers. Up. Who wins it? Who's 5? Dixon. Aaron Smith with that little just locks eyes with the defender, gets him to just engage and then flicks the ball to Nareki. What a try. Pohan, man, it is going good. It is very good. Not so much for the Force at the moment. They've just scored. And that'll be 7 points to 0. And that was, what, 12 minutes? 11 when he went over? I'll say 11. There we go. Beer beats beef. Cerveza, I think that's Spanish in it for beer. That wouldn't be surprising if I knew the word for beer before I knew the word for meat. James just got back from the Hurricanes game. Get a bit of a fight, but the Canes too strong. How was the crowd, man? It didn't look good on camera. It was a bit stop-start. Is Ioane on the bench? Why did I think he was supposed to start? Oh, no, maybe he is on the bench. No, you're right. He's on the bench. He's on the bench. He's back in the 23, but he's on the bench. Schlanger, have I ever played golf? Only the mini variety. Never even been to a driving range. No tries in the first 3 minutes. Interesting theft that I think the Aussie teams have sharpened up a bit. I think it was 4 of the 5 games had tries around 6 minutes or under. Last week, New Zealand team scoring, but this week's been a fair bit tighter. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Anthony says, let's see how the Force respond. They need to, I would say, not go more than two scores down. So if they could be the next scorer, that'd be good. Tamo likes Nareki. I also like Nareki, man. He's a great player. Although he's not as aerially capable as Vunivalu. Thought it was under 10,000. The Knicks are playing tomorrow and 17,000 pre-sold. Really? I forgot about that, eh? I always forget that they share the stadium with the Phoenix. Are the Phoenix doing quite well, are they? Did I see Wes Hussen's effort in the last game? I did, actually. Yeah, he was proper class. Very, very good game. Hussen is the man. I thought they were saying his name funny, but someone said he said to say it like that. I'm sure it's not Hussen. I tried Google Translate to get the pronunciation, and it says it more like Hussen for Afrikaans, but he apparently says it Hussen. I guess it's like that Aussie cricketer who calls himself like Labuschagne instead of like Labuskakni. It's your name. You pronounce it how you want to pronounce it. Novma, am I off to the Blues game tomorrow? Yes, I have purchased a ticket. So I'm going. Definitely going. The Phoenix first game back in New Zealand explains the high crowd, Simon. I get you. That makes sense. That makes sense. Ribsy likes a bit of hoisin on the duck. That's what I kept thinking every time they were going, hoisin, hoisin. I just kept getting hungrier and hungrier, man. Starleo, bro, how you going? Must be pretty chuffed after that result. Bonus point win. Oh yeah, and I'm sure he prefers it to being a goose. That's true, Craig. They'll probably take that all day long. Cerveza por favor is beer, please. There you go. That's all you need. I noticed that when I lived in China, all the newbies who didn't speak any Chinese, like my colleagues, I would always teach them whatever nouns they wanted to know. It's usually beer, like this one, that one, because you can get an amazing amount of stuff if you just know the word for this one. You don't even need to say it, just point, I guess, but and the numbers basically. And Chinese is good because you can do the numbers all on one hand. You can go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I going to do live during the Blues game? I don't think so. I'll be at the game, so I don't think so. I mucked up my phone's front-facing camera anyway, so I could probably pop on at halftime. But then they play music, and if you play music over YouTube, you get in trouble as well. They play copyrighted music. Am I taking Gazza to the rugby? I wanted to. I offered to for his birthday, but him and my mum have gone travelling to just a city like an hour and a half away. They've gone down to Thames and the Coromandel and stuff. Good, comfortable win. Defensive effort was what made you most happy. I will bet, Stalio. Much better than the last effort where you conceded almost 50. So definitely take that. Where did I live in China? I lived in Wuhan, which is now a place that I don't need to explain where it is anymore. A few years ago, I used to have to explain that. Now everybody knows. There's a scrum, 16 minutes and 55 seconds. The Force have been stuck down their own end of the field for far too long. But that's a pretty decent exit. And the Canes, the Landers. Oh no, it's way out on the full. Oh, balls. What? Must have been taken back. I couldn't hear it. Got the volume too low. I believe he once jokingly told us to say it like hoisin, but the H is pronounced like phlegm. Okay. Maybe that is when hoisin's just easier. They Englishify the names to make it easier for English speakers. Yeah, the ch is not one that comes naturally. Do you know how to swear in Chinese? James, yeah, among the first stuff you learn is how to swear, that's for sure. EPCR representatives have said the South African teams will not be in the Champions Cup next season, but maybe in the Challenge Cup. Why would you be in one but not the other? I don't understand. I mean, I know the competition's name literally has Europe in it, so that kind of doesn't lend itself that well to the South African teams, but they're playing in Europe, so yeah. Your grandpa's from Wuhan. No way. That's a coincidence and a half, isn't it? But yes, Ribsy, Wuhan's massive. You can easily spend an hour on the subway going from one side to the other. Easy. Easy. I'll drive up past Thames next week. We'll go past the L&P bottom Pairo. A nice one. Pity Gazza will be back in Auckland by that point. They've just gone for 2 nights, I think. Going for his birthday. Grass Mud Horse. That's the one big V8 show. Got to be careful with those tones. Knows how to call your mum fat in 11 languages. It's funny that, interestingly, no matter what language you speak, it seems like talking about someone's mother is always inherently asking for a world of trouble, isn't it? Chinese is very much the same. You don't talk about people's mums. My last name comes from the Netherlands and has a J that sounds like a Y. Languages are funny like that. There's lots of little rules to know and remember. Pierre, this is a Tui. It is a local beer. It's not a particularly fancy one. It's the equivalent of like a Budweiser, I guess, in New Zealand. Maybe that's fair. One has 11 million people. Indeed. Big city. It was less when I lived there. I don't get it either, but I guess it's like football. You have a new team and the competition you start from the ground up. Okay, I guess it makes sense in terms of the South African teams going into the Champions Cup. Give them an extra year. What the F is the pyro and the LMP? I think it's the water. I think it's the water from pyro. Yeah, pyro or water. It wouldn't sound as good if you just called it lemon and water. I assume that's what it is. I don't actually have any. I don't have any evidence for that. Just an assumption. The clock has stopped on 19 and a half minutes. There's a contact lens being put back in. Chinese people swear a lot. Yeah, I heard a lot of swearing. It's good. It's a good way to practice the language, I think. So it's just like lemon soda. It's kind of like lemonade, but different. I don't know. Like everyone who tries LMP, to be honest, always seems to be pretty underwhelmed when they try it. It's just like a lemonade, really. But I don't mind it. I have been accustomed to it. Pato was the geothermal water that was used in the original drink. There you go. Alaran's got it before it became a sellout. A sellout New Zealand soft drink. Right. The Landers have just put a little grubber kick through, but the Force are still covering it. But man, this has got an ominous feeling of only a matter of time about it at the moment, I'm afraid. The Force have just been camped in their own half for a ridiculous amount of time. I kind of want to go see the stats just to see. Sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I feel like it's been really lopsided, but it actually hasn't. Okay. According to ESPN, I'm way wrong. Apparently, the Force have had more of both. Go figure. Kiwis crave LMP when abroad. Yeah, I think so as well. I craved like meat pies and LMP like crazy when I was in China. That's for sure. My roommate doesn't like these jerseys. He said it looks like a bunch of army reserves playing a bunch of muscular flight attendants. That's a hell of a way to put it. Your Is that McIntyre down again? Jeez, he went down in the last game. How much do I love you all? I'm off. Have a good game. All right, Tim, mate. Yeah, bro. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your birthday. I hope you got something nice. Send me a picture of whatever it is. Craig, did you just say Buzz Bars? No, you didn't, Craig. I've got Buzz Bars in the fridge. I'm not going to get them. Got them for the kids. Pineapple lumps. McIntyre's not looking too healthy if you are watching. If you're not. He took a big old fall to the ground, and then his head kind of snapped back and smashed into the ground. He's going to be gone for the game, definitely. What is this defense in rugby? I know. What is going on? This game's been largely defensively pretty solid. Tama, what about jet planes? Don't you guys get jet planes in Australia? You must get jet planes. The lollies, I mean, not actual jet planes, like the candy. Australia 2027. Looks good to me, says Gregory. Maybe they will increase the number of teams. I have seen all over when I open Twitter, everything is the Wallabies retweeting and the Force retweeting, and everybody's retweeting information about the Rugby 2027 Rugby World Cup bid for Australia. It'd be nice for me if it's in Australia because I would be able to afford to go. You know, it's local, but then again, France is also a pretty nice destination to be heading to if you're going to go somewhere for a World Cup. So either way is good, really. It would be nice maybe sometimes for it to go somewhere a bit different. Man, McIntyre looks absolutely out of it, by the way. He needs to go off for a long time. He's looking pretty sick. Very, very sick. Oh, man. He's literally just conking out, but they're making him do the look up, look down, look left. He's gone. Rugby Noise, 82 cents. Appreciate continued content and keep up with the watch-alongs. Cheers, man. I often get distracted from talking about the games. I know some people want like commentary. If you guys are not able to watch the game and you want commentary instead of talking about bloody Kiwi candy, there's a channel called the Kiwi Lads, and he does proper commentary. Just FYI. Like, he commentates the whole game. It's unbelievable. I want to see a true New Zealand beer called Yeah Nah Turbo, 7% with King Richard's number. Nice. Yeah, nah. Yeah? Might be a good choice. Yeah, nah. Yeah. You gotta love it. Yeah, nah. Give him a long dong. We have to get one of those eventually. And yeah, Jason, McIntyre's face just staring out into the abyss was actually quite disconcerting. Yeah, not good. Not good. Flexion says, nah, it's boring. What's boring? Listening to commentary, you mean? It's like listening to the radio, I guess. Charlotte, good morning, evening. How is it going? How's the weather in sunny Devon? We've had a pretty wet week, to be honest. I've done not much work in the garden other than pull a few weeds. Only 4 million people on Earth are lucky enough to call themselves. Isn't it 5 now, or is it still 4? I don't keep up with it. I know our population is increasing. Commentary does not live at this live stream. We do updates. South Hawks is telling me to watch out. Alright, I'm watching out. 40 miles an hour winds and heavy rain. Yowza. We had 34-kilometer winds. Like all my mulch, all my pinched grass clippings and leaves bloody blew everywhere. Not all of them, to be fair. The grass did alright, but the leaves blew. But that's a lot less than 40 miles an hour. Right, Highlanders line out, 5 meters out. It's a set play. They didn't even read the jump, did they? Try time. Try time Force. Not Force. Highlanders. Who gets that one? Johnston. I haven't seen him score a try before. It's a maul. Very well done. Stayed on the ground, just kept it low. Yeah, there's no competing in the air for that one. That's it. Just pure power. Hoping my cleats for my road shoes arrive so you can ride your bike. I don't even know what that means. Are the cleats the things that hook onto the pedals or what? First Super Rugby try. No wonder I haven't seen him score a try before, because that's his first ever try. Good on him. Is he going to get the conversion? I will say no. Stalio reckons that was a good line-up move, and I agree. JP wants me to get the whiteboard fridge. I know. Wouldn't it be great if I could have the whiteboard fridge? Has the law about nines feeding the ball straight gone? Yes. Yes, I think they decided not to enforce that anymore. Hey, he's missed it. Looking like a difficult weekend, says Big V8 Show. Kiwi Lad's commentary is so fast that he makes it sound like a spectacle. That's a love child of rugby and a horse racing thingy. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know how he does it. It's amazing. It's quite a skill. Honestly, amazing. No way I could do that. It's for clipless pedals, which is funny because you clip into the pedal. Okay. As long as you don't... I've never had a bike where you have to really stick your feet fully into the pedal. I clip onto the bike like that, so I don't really know how much value it adds. You must be a serious biker to do that, I think. Kiwi Lads is a rapper that stumbled into rugby. Well, he found his calling, whatever it is. He weaves in the commentary and reading out the chat. It's hilarious sometimes. Yeah, I've seen it a few times. And it's just kind of like a transition from one to the other, but yeah. Nah, I can't speak that fast. I think the other day he did like 4 games in a row. When I did 3, I thought I was a man, but there you go. Next level. Clip-on is good for not losing pedal. That's if you're going that fast. I've never been going that fast, I guess. It does get more power than with flats. Fair enough. Fair enough. Nice, but you couldn't bring yourself to say, yes. I try to keep it PG. I have sworn. I swear every now and again, Kakana, mate. Most memorable haka ever, Schlanger. First one that comes to mind is the one that the All Blacks did in the sheds at the Principality. If you ask me for one that's different, that's a different one for sure. Really over scrum resets, naked ref. Some refs are able to get them under control, and some of them just seem to go and go and go and go and go. Holds you to the bike if you crash out. Is that a good thing? You want to be stuck next to the bike. That scrum penalty's gone the Force's way, so here we go. Good chance for them to execute some pressure. Medrano up against the try scorer Johnston. You'd think the Force had just won the game, man, the way they celebrated that one. Stop talking up the opposition. I don't mind, Simon. We're all rugby fans. It's okay to share the love. I like G-Man. I like Rugby Analyst. I like Squidge. Kiwi Lads. They all got something different, right? All slightly different flavors. It's like being able to like chocolate and like vanilla and like goody gumdrops and hokey pokey and all the other wonderful ice cream flavors. Pedal cleat terrifies Charlotte as well. Definitely. Three points to 12. What do I think about the fixtures list, Stalio? Mate, I haven't even had a chance to have a proper read of it, eh? But I will. I will, and I'll probably do a video on it once I've kind of had a proper look at it. What stands out so far? Like I saw, like on my Twitter, about 4 accounts all tweeted the same thing. The Springboks said, we're going to defend our title. All Blacks said, here's the list. Someone else, maybe the Wallabies, said something. But I didn't have a chance to read them. Blueberry Ripple. There you go, Alaran. You got us Blacks here instead of there, so you know, do something right. It's not like you don't know there's other streams. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Simon's tuning in late. Are the Western Force showing much good go forward? I would say, Simon, defensively they've been relatively solid, albeit they've conceded 2 tries. One was to a maul set piece. One was to a line-out set piece. So, yeah, they've not been really broken down in open play, but I would say they've been on the back foot for the majority. They've not really looked like scoring any tries, but they did just kick a penalty. So, they are defending on their own 5-metre line at the moment, though. And they've conceded a penalty for being offside. Theft's got a party to go to tomorrow, so you have to sit in the corner and watch the streams. Interestingly, Theft, it's funny, man, because I told you my dad's his birthday today, right? My dad's birthday's today. And he and my mum went to Thames, which is like an hour and a bit away from Auckland, for a little getaway. And my mum said she's going to cook dinner in the motel on Saturday night. And I was like, why are you cooking dinner? You're going out for 2 nights. Like, it's not like a month-long holiday where you need to worry about expenses, maybe. Like, 2 nights, man. You can buy 2 dinners. Come on, your dad's retired. Mum's still working. And she said, oh, your dad wants to watch the rugby. Blues. The Blues are playing the Waratahs. And I was like, of course. Yes, of course. He wants to watch the rugby. Fair enough. But I was like, the game's on at 4:30. 2 hours. Finishes at 6:30. Then go to dinner. I said that to my old man, why don't you just go? He said, oh, I don't want to miss the next game either. I was like, oh, man. My dad hasn't changed. Even when he's on holiday, he's making his missus cook dinner in a motel because he doesn't want to go out because he doesn't want to miss the rugby. I'm sure he could go to a sports bar or something. Yeah, Theft is on the same logic as me. Yeah. Charlotte, I would imagine the New Zealand radio station 1ZB probably has it. Probably has it. I did update the score. It's 15 points to 3 at the moment, by the way. Yeah, sounds like my dad is a prop charmer. I don't know what he did to mesmerize my mother. But there you go. I guess it's too good to be around the plebs. Rugby matters. I know. I just thought while he's on holiday with my mum, he could watch one game on replay, go out for a nice dinner. Nah. Get a delivery meal. I don't know that they do delivery meals where he's staying. It's a small town. Charlotte would not be cooking, but she'd be watching the rugby as well. Yeah, for sure. That's why Gaz is a legend. Honestly, when I was a teenager, I wanted to go out for my birthday. I think it was when I was, how old would I have been? Maybe 12, maybe 13. I wasn't that into rugby at the time. Believe it or not. I was having a phase. And I wanted to go out for my birthday to dinner. And I had to go out on a night other than my birthday because the Blues were playing and he wanted to go. I was like, man, it's my birthday. It's my birthday and I have to reschedule for you. But I get it. It's good to know what Gaz's priorities are. I'm sure my mum, after however many years they've been married, is quite used to it by now. You need to use the iHeartRadio app to listen to News Talk ZB. You can't use it from UK and Ireland. Oh, okay. There's heaps of websites that you can listen to radio stations on, though, surely. Surely there's a stream. How do you have a birthday when the rugby's on? How can you consider it? I know. What was I thinking? It's Gaz's birthday when he gets to watch rugby wherever and whenever he wants. I guess, yes, it's his birthday. He gets to call the shots. Best bar or pub in Auckland, Schlanger, mate. I don't even know anymore. I hardly go out to those kind of places since I got married. I went around to see my best mate the other day. The guy who works the countdown, and I had a few beers at his house. That was about it. Craig says, watch up. All right. Ribsy says, I remember I had a birthday during your Bledisloe once. My old man bought us tickets. Clever. At least he bought you a ticket. My dad could have at least bought me a ticket at that time, but he probably thought I didn't want to go. I was probably being a stupid teenager who was don't want to go rugby or something like that. I don't know. If the Highlanders score here from this maul, folks, it's going to be looking pretty hairy for the Force. Paddy Parkinson's bums all out on display. Gregory almost lost his shorts as well. Has he got it down or is he held up? Has he... Let's have a look. Does Gaza do anything for Mum on her birthday? Not really. He'll buy her a gift, but he'll ask her what she wants, and she'll probably go buy it. So, Gregory, he may have been held up here, folks. Ribsy reckons it's going to be a rout. Who are Aussie's best players right now? Who makes the Wallabies? That'll be a video in its own right, I think, mate. Tom Banks is looking pretty sharp. It is a try. Okay. Wow. This is looking pretty bad. Bonus point already if they can hang on to it, yeah. Highlanders maul it. Smith, again, he draws Robertson in and then just gets those quick hands out to Gregory. So you're going to get the conversion. How does Putty his bum look? Well, to be honest, we didn't get a full look at his bum. He was only half down troweled, not a full down trowel. So, yeah. I couldn't say. What minute was that? 35? Looks like he's missed it. I was actually writing on my whiteboard when he kicked it. Big V show's going to do the groceries. Groceries need doing, man. Maybe I shouldn't have laughed at Tony saying the Highlanders could sweep the Aussie teams. Still early days, but yeah. 2 minutes to go until half time. I think the Force could use a talking to in the sheds to try and get things back on track. Craig's asking me to watch up. It's almost half time, Craig. What can be going on? Force. It's a force line out. Starleo also says to watch up. All right. Kaitu is going to throw in. I think that was Anthony who took it. Inside ball to Oliver Fella. Offload slick. Did that drop go forward or is Cabelli gone over? What are we doing? What on earth are we doing? Wow, what happened? And yeah, the Landers are pretty consistent with their scoring rate, aren't they? We're going to have to check that drop ball though. Cabelli try with a big old question mark by it. Did I see who's Italy's new coach is? I did a whole video on it, interestingly enough. I think that's off a Highlanders hand, eh? Looks like it's off Dixon. Yep, that's fair. It was off the Highlanders' hand, absolutely. What a try, says Jason. What a try indeed, Jason. Unbelievable. Line out move. It was Cabelli. Inside ball to Olo Fella. He's having a fairly good run, actually. Olo Fella, since he joined from the UK. Very, 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 very important try, that one. What is the situation with the fans over that way? I noticed there seemed to be very few at the Hurricanes Rebels games. Jamie, mate, it looked like social distancing, eh? But from what some of the guys in Wellington have said, there's a big football match on the next day. The football team's been over in Australia since COVID started, basically, since the sports resumed. So they're having their first home game at the same ground in the same city, obviously, the next day. So that one's got a lot of tickets sold to it. So I guess people who are only going to do one sporting event for the weekend will more likely be doing that one. 10 behind, considering that first half is proper class, I reckon. Proper class. Mr. South Orcs, goodness me, nice. Look at that emoji. That's the emoji of a man who needs to get another beer. Be back in a sec. I really need to get this whiteboard fridge thing going, eh? At least it's a shorter walk, slightly, from the whiteboard. But cheers for that, man. If I can get this beer open, there we go. Cheers, man. Hope you're having a good one. I've got Dan Carter at Chemist Warehouse on my telly at halftime. If you want to know what's going on, thank you, bro. Teams to make the Pro 14 Rainbow Cup. Well, surely Benetton, weren't they 3 from 3? And the Bulls, undefeated teams. Surely. Star Leo, yes, we've got 2 times the trivia. 2 beers. 2 times the trivia. And I did actually have a beer with dinner. That one, I forgot what the question was. Damn. Right. Trivia 1. Boxing. Mike Tyson, and Sebastian likes the return of the whiteboard. I'm glad. I also like to see the whiteboard back. Mike Tyson competed. Have we had this one before? In 58 fights, or was that a Muhammad Ali question? How many did he win of his 58 fights? Mike Tyson. Iron Mike. How many fights did Iron Mike Tyson win? Alaran has got it at 50. 50 fights for Mike Tyson. JP got it as well. Yeah, Theft got it as well. Kicking, yeah, I was kind of a bit tongue-in-cheek with Benetton. I don't think they'll make the final. But I just noticed they're undefeated, which is unbelievable. 50 fights. That's a pretty good record, really. Sure, it's not the best in the world, but it's pretty bloody good. Anyway, Mike Tyson's a pretty tough customer. Randy, man, how's it going? In time for the second bit of trivia. Are you ready? It's an Olympics question, this one. Olympics question. Who was the female shot put athlete stripped of gold in London 2012? There you go, Randy. See you go. Can you get that one? Valerie Adams, no. Randy says Ostapbuch, and he is correct. Randy, did you seriously do that from the top of your head? No way. And JP has got the full answer. I think you've got more H's in the spelling, but maybe that's just the way they translate from Cyrillic. Yes, that's her. Nadzia Ostapchuk. There you go. Is she the one that meant Valerie Adams got a medal because she bumped up the places? Anyway. Kakinen, have you been getting into fights on the Rugby Lads, Kiwi Lads stream? Randy wins. Nice one, man. I can't believe you did that from the top of your head. That's amazing. We're going to look up the stats. Stats for the half. Stats for the half. Yeah, I think that's right, eh? Because Valerie got silver. So she didn't get that gold medal moment. You get the medal, but it's all about that moment, right? Where they play your anthem, lift your flags up, and all that kind of stuff. Right, stats at half time. Possession 48-52, territory 46-54. If you weren't aware, those stats are in favour of the Highlanders. Knock-ons 5-2 in favour of the Force, if you want to call it that. But run meters are pretty tight, 181 to 195. Is there any particularly lopsided stats? No, they're both pretty solid. Tackling 87% for the Force, 90% for the Landers. So both defensively relatively solid. I was having a conversation, if you could call it, with an idiot. Oh man, I think I need to go back. I'll go back and watch the Kiwi Lads stream just to find your comments. Do I watch the UFC? Not a heck of a lot, actually. I was into it for a little while because Gazza's into it. Yeah, but never got that into it. I used to play the PlayStation games with my mate, but I preferred Fight Night because boxing's a lot simpler. Like, as soon as my friend would get on the ground, I was like, oh God, I got no idea what's going on. Mash the buttons. Mash the buttons. I know, Theft, man. Defense. What's going on with the defense in this game? It's crazy. Mate, it was on the Canes versus Rebel stream. It was beyond ridiculous. Now you have to tell us what was going on. Come on, man. Was someone provoking you? Were you responding to being provoked? Or what? Who will be the All Blacks' second halfback? Probably Peronato when he gets back. Maybe Weber at the moment. Benetton need to beat Connacht and Ospreys, and then they're in the final. That'd be a decent run, wouldn't it? Fight Night 3. Oh man, the Fight Night. We wrecked my mate's PlayStation controllers playing Fight Night. Absolutely wrecked them. Absolutely wrecked them. Fury versus Joshua. There's something appealing about both the guys, eh? Like Joshua's like the consummate professional guy, and Tyson Fury is just a madman. So I don't know. Don't know. Would love a new fight night game. You and me both, John. Yeah, I don't know. This is about as sidetracked as you can get. Anyone who doesn't play video games will have no idea what we're talking about, but you could essentially make your own boxer if you wanted to and give them attributes, make them fast or strong or skilled and learn different punches and stuff. Like my guy was a knockout king at the lower levels, but he had no stamina, absolutely no stamina. Yeah, he was a real lightweight winner. Like anyone, once I got to the harder levels of the game and I couldn't knock people out in the first round, it became really hard because you actually had to box. And once I had to box, I couldn't play for crap. Anyway, that's just a bit of randomness from the past. Back when I lived in China, played with my Aussie mate. He was more of a league man. Need more trivia. I did have one beer with dinner, but I assume that my bottle cap is probably in the bin, mate. I did read the question. I thought that's a good question, but I got no idea what it was. Yes, no idea what it was. You jabbed everyone straight right to death. Fair enough. That's probably the way you're supposed to box, eh? Make a tall guy who can jab. Get all those points. This idiot who claims to be Marco Vunipola, you're off to a great start. He's claiming to be Marco Vunipola, because I'm sure Marco goes under his real name on his YouTube profile if he's wanting to get into a live stream chat. Was going in on my Munster and Ireland, and I was going in on him because his idol is a series player in a team of cheats. Nice. Nice. Sounds like a bit of fun. Sounds like a bit of fun indeed. Don't let those people get you, man. Ignore them. But again, if you're having fun, if you're in self-control and you're not getting legit frustrated, then go to town. South Orcs, happy birthday to the old man. Yes, Randy, it's not my birthday, it's the old man's birthday today. Cheers, South Orcs. I'll tell him you said that. Thank you, bro. I'll send him a message right now. He should be watching the game. Whether he's got his phone on him remains to be seen. Hey, Gaza. Hope your birthday's going well, mate. Sitting there watching the rugby with the guys and girls. Our man South Orcs has just dropped your $10 and he says happy birthday to you as well. So there you go. The boys and girls are all wishing you a happy birthday. So hope you guys are going well in Thames. Hope you had a good dinner. I know your door's cooking tomorrow, but anyway, I'll speak to you tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye. He doesn't do texting. He only does voice messages. Typing on a keyboard would be a bit tricky for him, I think. How old is he? He is 71 today. He's easy because he's born in 1950. So it's bloody easy to work out how old he is, basically. You don't have to have great maths to work that one out. It's good. It's very good. Drilling has just stopped and I'm booming out Gaz's birthday. You got the volume up that loud. Oh, that's always the way. That's always the way. 2 shillings. There you go. Yeah, 2 shillings. Gazza the man. Running it since 1950. Nah, man. Theft. He's into his 70s, eh? He's still going all right, actually. For a 71-year-old chap, he's got his aches and pains, and he gets crook a bit more than he'd like to, but no, he's going all right. He's going all right. Starley, my mind's not till October. My birthday is not till October. My dad turns 70 next year. He has more hair than your brother who's 35. That's a bit sad. Now, Gaz is bald, but I've got my mum's hair. So, maybe those were some genes that were better to pick up from mum than from dad. Getting into his back since 1950. Running it since 1950. Yes. Tackling since 1950, basically. Yeah. You know how I told you that he's convinced my mum to cook him dinner in a motel so he can watch rugby tomorrow? I heard also from my mum, who heard it from Gaz's mum, so my grandmother before she passed away, that once, I know I've told this before, my grandma came home from work and there's this boy in her front yard mowing the lawns. Mowing the lawns. She's kind of like, who the hell are you? He's like, I'm John. So what the hell are you doing here, John? Why are you mowing my lawns? And she said, oh, Gazza said you told him to mow the lawn, so he asked me to mow them for him. My dad has been like a salesman since he was a young fella. Getting people to do stuff for him. Crazy. Crazy. Oh man, South Orcs. Goodness gracious me. That's too much, bro. I'll send him a picture of that one. Goodness gracious, man, that's way too kind. No, I've got to buy him a dinner. Well, that was a bit blurry. I'll do that again. There you go. Cheers, man. I hope you and yours are well. I'm sure Gaza is having a blast down in Thames, man. Cheers, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope you are going good. And yeah, I hope you got a beer open as well. Fleishan says, the electrician just asked me who is Gaza. I told him it's a Kiwi legend. That's in All Black. Oh, man. Ice Swallow says, what a game. Yeah, not too bad. Did he pay the boy? I have no idea. I don't think so. My dad would not have had any money to pay that guy. He would have just absolutely scammed him into it. Yeah. My dad is persuasive as Batman. Yeah. Love that Force jersey. Can't seem to find it anywhere online. The Force site doesn't ship to Germany. That's a bugger. I had this jersey sent to me from a Force fan directly, so yeah. Maybe their community's pretty good. They got a Facebook group called the Sea of Blue. If you can get someone to do you a favor, maybe get it for you and pay them. I don't know. Anyway, second half is underway. We're at 40 minutes and 20 seconds. Imagine Gaza told him to tackle the lawn, run it nice and smooth, and get get it to the back corners here, pretty much. My dad has a lot of stories from his childhood, which are just mad. He was a proper little turd, I think, actually, from what my grandmother told my mother. Yeah. I swallow. What day job do I have, bro? I left my day job. I took a big old redundancy check and left. So nothing at the moment. We'll see. Highlanders start the second half with a pretty solid kick down into Forces territory. We'll see what they can do from their own half. Good idea. How's the fit? The Force jersey fits beautifully. It is one of my most comfortable jerseys, and it's the standard size. Whatever you normally wear, it'll be that size. It'll be that size. Bro, South Orcs, man, how many beers have you had, bro? That's damn. You win lotto? Lotto's drawn on a Saturday, not on a Friday. What else can I say, man? Thank you. Damn. Have to buy something. Beers. More beers. Yes, Friday is good. Going to the game tomorrow. Are you going to the game? Are you coming to the game? Blues game. Got my tickets. Cheers, man. Holy crap. Damn. You must have won lotto something. Got a pay rise. So those living in a mansion. Yeah. Proper turd who generally does not stuff he's not supposed to. Sounds like an open side flanker to me. Big up Gaza. Yeah. Honestly, man, like blowing up people's letterboxes with fireworks that they don't let you buy anymore. Um, yeah. Probably. He got shoe polish, apparently. Yeah, Charlotte, I know. It's mental. I don't know what to say. It's crazy. Apparently, because my dad had black hair when he was a young fella, there was some kid in his school or on his street, some younger kid who had blonde hair. So my dad got shoe polish, black shoe polish, and like shoe polish his hair black, so they would have the same hair color. Like what the hell? Anyway, my husband's waiting for his redundancy. Not mum, has he got something else lined up? Heaps of places are doing redundancy at the moment. So the Force have considered a pretty weak offside penalty there, which is just asking for trouble. One of my dad's mate stole coal from a construction site and sold it to the corner store. Wow, that's next level. What a mean old man gets. I think, Charlotte, from the way it was told, he just wanted them to have the same colour hair. I don't think he did it maliciously, but yeah, he was a bit of a turd, I believe. Man, Highlanders. Oh, wow. Big hit from the Force on defence. Gets them out of jail. They were looking in a wee bit of trouble there. Do I play Warzone, John? I don't think I have played Warzone, no. Have I heard of Warzone? It seems vaguely familiar. Blondes do not have more fun when Gazza is around, apparently. Whoa, Anstey gets tackled while trying to make a kick. He's not happy about it. Just a good Friday, South Hawks. Must be a bloody good Friday, man. Happy about it. Hope you're having a good one. Sounds like it. It's going good. Sounds like Mama Two Cents went for quite the bad boy. I don't know how that worked out, eh? I don't know how that worked out. I'll have to ask them their origin story. I think my dad. Oh man, I might be getting this wrong. I'm probably not going to do it justice, but I think my dad went to try and hit on my grandmother, or at least went to chat with my grandmother, like my mum's mum. And then she said, my daughter's over there. One of like five daughters. So, yeah. Anyway. Most beers I've ever had in like Schlanger, no idea. Usually the biggest nights were the ones mixed with some kind of spirit. Yeah. You may not like what you hear. Yeah, no, maybe I shouldn't ask. Don't ask too many questions. How long have they been married for, Nov Mum? I don't actually know. My brother's 40, and they were married for a few years. Oh, actually, no, I can work it out. Hold on. How old's Mum? I'm using a calculator. I'm literally using a calculator. 46 years. They'll be married 46 years. 45 or 46. One or the other. People in South Africa say the four teams are a level above the Cheetahs, or so they believe. And yes, good Lord Gaza, that's quite the strategy. From what I've seen, Kakinen, not that I've been watching the Rainbow Cup South African teams hugely, but I did watch them in Super Rugby Unlocked. I saw a bit of the Curry Cup. I would say the Bulls are probably a cut above the others. And then the Cheetahs are a similar level to the Lions and maybe the Sharks and the Stormers. But then I saw the Stormers line up at the weekend and it did look pretty bloody slick. I think the Stormers have got a bunch of their big guns back. The Sharks got a hiding the other day by the Bulls. Absolute hiding. Highlanders have just kicked it out on the full. Still only a 10-point ball game this one. Still all to play for. Didn't Gaza admit to liking 1-2 cents in a hockey uniform? Goodness me, I think I probably blocked that out actually. Yeah, probably. Probably. Tried to talk to my grandma. I think so, man. Like, I clearly wasn't there. I don't actually know. Best Super Rugby team never to win a title naked ref? Definitely the Sharks. Definitely the Sharks. Oh, Stormers actually. Yeah, the Stormers 1 year topped the Super Rugby table on incredible defence. They had a huge defence, but then they kind of collapsed when it came to the playoffs. The Bulls are the Manchester City of South African rugby. They are buying in a fair bit of talent, that's true. Alderan has just said, not Putty Putty. Is he injured again? I swear he goes down every game. Oh, he got caught somewhere after the fact. His leg, his other back leg's caught. I don't know. Don't know. He looks to be walking alright. Maybe it's just a bit of a hyperextension there. Nothing too serious. The Hawaii a team that never won Super Rugby. They were great as well. That's true. Yeah, the Hawaii were good. But the Stormers, yeah, they topped the log. And the Sharks hosted a final. They probably should have won it. The Hawaii were kind of always underdogs going into their one. Yeah, no son needs that image of their parents, absolutely. Right, Force. 48 minutes and 50 seconds. They got a 5 metre line out. They throw it long. They win the line out. More time. Quick move to Anstey. But he's nailed. Quick ball. Left to Medrano. Going backwards. Highlanders defence so far is looking pretty slickly. Warner's going backwards. They must have lost 3 metres. Miotti, Kahui. Anybody can tell me to look up? Time check, please, Lachlan. We're at 49:20. Force have just won a penalty, so they'll have another crack at it. Looking forward to seeing Tonga, Fiji. Oh, a bit of handbags. Medrano with Johnston, maybe. Handbags, says Craig, exactly. Sunwolves. Sean wants Ireland to get revenge against Japan. How are they going to go without their Lions? I love it how it's the Argentinian scrum half Kubeli who's getting in and pushing the prop, and then his Argentinian prop Medrano has to come bail him out. Anyway. Looking forward to see how Argentina go up against Wales in summer. Given all they've been through. Yeah, man. Some of these matchups are going to be fascinating because so many teams just haven't played much. I mean, Argentina at least got to play some internationals last year, like Japan, Tonga, Samoa, like heaps of teams we just haven't seen since the World Cup. South Africa. Stormers are the only South African team to beat all 5 Kiwi teams in one season and still managed to lose a semi-final. Was that year when Alistair Coetzee was their coach and they had the incredible defence, or is that a different year? Surely it has to be that year. Godwin, he's gone 6 meters out. Miotti, Carney, they're like 5 meters out. Oh, they've conceded a penalty. Huge defensive period from the Highlanders. Defence needs to be strong in the north for the 4X Super Rugby sides because they will not get easy scores there. I reckon they'll adapt pretty well. We'll see. The beefy boys were close on that one indeed. Rando says more handbags. Have I not seen the handbags yet? Mo's got to work in 2 hours. Oh man, I'll be asleep in 2 hours. Exit from the Landers. Still no handbags. At least not on my one. Blues 03 team was still the only team to win Super Rugby undefeated. I never thought about that. That year, Jacques Nienaber was the defence coach, so maybe it was a lot about what Jacques was doing. I don't know. Alistair's never going to get any credit. So, Grant is working now. Sure you are, Grant. If this is what you call working. What matchups am I looking forward to? I just want to see how the Bulls go up against the top pro teams like a Leinster. Bulls against Leinster. I want to see how they match up. Like if I had to pick one match, it's probably that one. But I mean, all of them really. I reckon the Bulls will be pretty bloody competitive. No handbag. I didn't see any handbags. Maybe there was something off to the side of the camera. I don't know. This game's been giving me flashbacks to the Chiefs from last week, says Starleo. Don't write off the Force, eh? Yeah, the Force have kind of had the better of the second half. Oh, that passes forward. Put back for a penalty. Sharks should have won a title. Absolutely, Cabbage Patch. The Sharks should have won a title. How many finals did they appear in? 3? 3 finals. If the Blues won the '03 competition undefeated, then we aren't really overrated after all. We've just done it all, eh? We're just kind of chilling. Because we did it. We could tell ourselves that anyway. Challenge Cup predictions. I haven't even seen the lineups. Are they both pretty much at full strength? How many South African sides have won Super Rugby? Just the Bulls. Just the Bulls. The Force need to rediscover the power of the dark cloud. They need the beefy side, man. They're inside the Highlanders 22. Line out time. Step 1, win the ball. Yes. And they go back to the blind side. Oh, man, they're only 4 meters out. That was a hell of a move. But the Highlanders have won a penalty. Oh, man, brutal. Absolutely brutal. When was the last time I was a team on Super Rugby? That would have been the Waratahs. If you're excluding Super Rugby AU, obviously. It would have been the Waratahs. Step 2, hang on to the ball. Step 1, win the ball. Step 2, get turned over. Yeah. Reds 2011 against 2021? Probably 2011. I don't know. They were a pretty good team. Guinea had a bloody good year, didn't they? There is no team on earth more neutral fans would love more than the Force. We just need to give people the chance. That's true. The Force are a pretty universally popular team because they've been hard done by. Everyone can appreciate that underdog story. Step 3, if in doubt, handbags. Step 3, reset scrums. It seems that way. Do I know who the all-time top point scorer in Super Rugby is? Dan? Don't know. Anyone watching Stan that doesn't have the scoreboard show? My one on Sky New Zealand is not showing the score at the moment. Watching Rugby Pass, no score at the moment. Step 1, run it. Step 2, repeat step 1, pretty much. Without the ball, step 1, tackle. No scoreboard on Stan. How's the number 11 for the Force doing? Oliver fella, he had a pretty good break earlier. Stain? I thought Carter was ahead of Stain, but Stain left for overseas earlier than Carter did, but I could be having a bad memory. It's the Highlanders' turn to win a scrum penalty. And yeah, they're pretty pumped about that as well. All time is Mornay Stain with 263. Well, there you go. Shows what I know. I could have sworn it was Carter, but yeah, maybe that. No. Not that I doubt, but I do have the Super Rugby site already open. And they have a page called All Time Records. This says All Time Records top point scorers Dan Carter 1708, Mornay Stain 1449, Bowden Barrett 1264. Elton Yankees 1140. That's on Sanzar's site. Oh, we're talking about a single season. Right. Oh, yeah, the Bulls had a few magnificent seasons where they had, they just had their crew. of Bucky's Border and Mornay State, all those guys. Yeah, I think if Mornay had stayed in Super Rugby longer, then he might have been up there, to be fair. But remember, he went for the deal in France before Dan Carter ever did. Time is off. The ref wants to have a look at something. Thoughts on Joe Rogan? I have listened to his show every now and again, but not with any regularity. What are we looking at here? Ooh, Greg Holmes could be in a spot of bother here with the swinging arm into Renton. He's dipping, but he's going to be in trouble. Kirkin is going to get some sleep. All right, man. Take care. See you again for another one. So if you sell your soul for money, you're out of the race. What am I missing here? Yellow because he was dipping, I guess. Yellow. Oh, you're talking about Dan Carter. Yeah. I would say it's yeah, just one of those things. Schlanger, you got the most random questions. Roughest area in Auckland. There's a few which have got bad reputations, that's for sure. But I don't know. Craig says, watching. Here we go. Highlanders Mullet. Is Coltman going to get a try? If I had to guess anybody, I would guess Coltman right now. But he's the guy with the ball, so he's the most likely to score a try right now. It's 5 meters out. It's 4 meters out. 3 meters out. Thankfully, they've all still got their pants on this time. Oh no. Smith zips it to Mitch Hunt, and Scott Gregory gets a double. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Henderson's pretty rough, I know, eh? I think that's going to be game, folks. Yep. Otara. No, I mean, Otara's got a bad reputation, that's for sure, but I've spent a bit of time out there and I always found it pretty nice. I never minded it. There's a market there, there's shops there. It's just like a nice neighborhood. Don't know, but I've never lived there, so don't know. Roughest area is my garden. True. Your area, South Orcs. I reckon a lot of that's reputation stuff, eh? Like, because I was in Onehunga, so heaps of my mates were over in Mangere, so I spent a fair bit of time across the bridge. I never had any problems, but then again, I don't know. Like, my mate got mugged in the city, so yeah, who knows? Missed the conversion, so it's not quite as a big a lead as it could have been. Back up for the bonus point. True. That's a good point. Onehunga has a reputation for like 20 years ago, but it's nice now. Interestingly, haywire, my parents said when they bought their place in Onehunga before I was born, people were like, bro, why are you moving there? That place is rough as guts. So, there's about just over 15 minutes to go in this game. At 15 points difference and still 5 minutes to go in the yellow card, I think the Highlanders are like one score away from maybe guaranteeing it because even like 15 points is still looking pretty comfortable, to be honest. Given the games he had in the wing last year, who would have thought you could turn Gregory into a classy player? Yeah, Scott Gregory was getting all kinds of stick last year. And yeah, he's having a pretty decent season, actually. He likes it at 12. I think, Northland, doesn't he play 12? So maybe this is just him playing in his proper position and looking a better player for it. But Alaran reckons he's exhausted. Let's have a look at him. Yeah, he is over on his haunches there. Rotorua has the most crime. Interesting. Which rugby player has the most caps for his country, Anthony? Alan Wynne Jones for Wales? Probably. Good Devonport's the roughest part of Auckland. Yeah, if you consider having too many lattes pretty rough, then probably. Big giving it out on Twitter. I think that's why Big Will doesn't do the live streams that much anymore because he likes to kind of live tweet the games. Because I follow him on Twitter, so I see his updates. Like just now when I was watching the other game, I wasn't doing a live stream. I was checking Twitter, and there's lots of Big Will hammering things out. What exactly is New Zealand's version of rough? Probably not that rough in the scheme of things. We still have some shootings, but yeah, I would say in the scheme of things, probably not that rough compared to some other places in the world. Yeah, I got that Schlanger. Devonport, Parnell, Ponsonby. Ponsonby used to be rough apparently, but anyway, things change. 14 minutes. The Force absolutely need to score next. New Zealand rough ain't South Africa rough. Yeah, I would say that's pretty true. Like I saw that video the other day about the South African armored car getting shot up. Like that doesn't happen very often. That would be like a once in a decade thing in New Zealand, if not like once in 20, 30 years maybe. Georgios Agathiokas is the most capped player for Cyprus. I did not know that. South Hawks is going to go get some sleep. Have a good one, bro, man. Cheers for the massive support. What else can I say, man? Have a good one. Have a good rest. Cheers, man. Take care. Hard not to get political, but New Zealand rough is at best described by generational poverty. Here in South Africa, I was driving to work and they stole my tyres at the traffic light. Yeah, that doesn't happen in New Zealand. Time played greasy. We're at 66:54. All our fellas getting a bit of a calf massage and having a drink. The game. Where's the game? It's in Perth. Ponsonby Rough has no fish knives with the poisson. Interestingly, my grandma and granddad used to live out that way when my granddad used to work out at the docks, and he said it was pretty kind of rough back in the day. But then, yeah, that was a long, long time ago. I lived in Chicago. My morning alarm to get up for work was gunshots. Yeah, we don't have that much gun violence over here, to be honest. China, even less. China has the odd stabbing, but I walked around the streets of China drunk off my head at stupid o'clock and never felt worried about anything at all. Even safer than here, which is saying something. When I was living in Panama, my scooter got nicked. I did have a bike stolen in China. Bike theft is definitely a thing. Petty crime, but not like muggings and stuff. Yeah, Kahui just got him and Carney, the two silver foxes, and there's Nardik, he just tearing it up, eh? Aussies losing, what a shock. Yeah, the Force are getting beaten at this point, 15 points down. Here, Island living was in the middle of a gangland argument in North Inner City, Dublin. My bag got stolen at Mangere Pools. Have I had anything stolen here? Someone stole my lunch when I was at primary school. Probably had your free speech stolen in China. It's not even that bad. Although I don't want to be pro any particular cause. Like, yeah, it was okay when I was there anyway. But then I'm not real political, so it doesn't affect me. Willie Boy says, Go Landers. Lived in Bristol for 15 years. 2 of those years St. Paul's, and there was gunfights most nights. Bloody hell, I can't even imagine that. We have such a strange attitude towards stolen bikes. You see a guy riding a bike and handling it at the same time. Clearly stolen, you're okay with it. That's like in China. I worked night shifts at Auckland Uni and K Road. Used to be fun walking at 1 a.m. 1985-ish. I can imagine. K Road's a bit of a place for some sights. Oh, was that Ford? Yeah, maybe. New Zealand is rougher than Australia, but nowhere like South Africa. Is New Zealand rougher than Australia? I don't even know. Dwayne wants the Blues to stay consistent tomorrow. Yellow card period's over. It was only 7 points. Oh, sorry, 5 points. That's actually a decent let-off for the Force. I hope so. I'm going to the game, so hopefully it's a good one. Some areas of Western Sydney are proper bad. My old form teacher lived in South Africa, and apparently every Saturday the local gangs met up in a taxi lot and had a shoot up. Why? Sydney's rougher than all of New Zealand. According to the Global Crime Index, I believe New Zealand is ranked the second lowest country in the world for crime behind Iceland. There you go. New Zealand gets off pretty lightly. Nov, Mum, you're supposed to be down in Hamilton. What are you doing working at McDonald's up here? That's a joke about the kind of work that goes on at K Road, isn't it? Force have just knocked it on. Play the advantage. Come on, don't go back for the scrum. And we're going back for the scrum. 10 minutes to go. 9 minutes to go. Are you serious, Nod Mum? You actually worked on K Road? No. New Zealanders has dumb crimes, stealing crap for no reason. Aileron, since they put the price of cigarettes up a lot, stealing cigarettes is a big one now from dairies. Most of the dairies or convenience stores are like Fort Knox now with all the stuff they have to keep their cigarettes in. They never had a McDonald's on K Road. I know there was a McDonald's on Queen Street. Had all my marbles in a paper bag in class when I was 7. My bag broke. My marbles went everywhere. My classmates scooped up the marbles and I had 0 marbles. Why do I find that story hilarious? Oh man. There was around 1996 a McDonald's on K Road. Ever smoked a cigarette? Too many. Way too many. Good habit to stop because it's a bloody expensive one nowadays and it's also not good for you, but yes. Craig also laughed at the marbles thing. I'm glad I'm not the only one who laughs at the idea of 7-year-old you losing your marbles. Couple of old housing areas in Edinburgh that have been no-go areas for the police after dark since the late 70s. Since the late 70s, for like 50 years? Bloody hell. Spent time in Western Sydney and Brisbane, but spent time in South Auckland, Hamilton. The hoods did seem a lot rougher. That's it. Like when I said I went to South Auckland all the time, I guess I wouldn't have gone out that much at night. Not a whole lot. Maybe it's different at night. I don't know. In the day, it always seemed just like anywhere else. I believe 2 Cents' strategy for quitting smoking was kids and wife and money. Yes. I'd be lying if I said I didn't see someone and think I could use one of those sometimes, but I just don't anymore. Where's Gaza tonight? Gaza is in Thames enjoying his birthday. He had fish and chips for dinner, sent me a photo because he actually went out tonight. It's tomorrow that my mum has to cook. Alright, Jimenez just got a try, seemingly. Or no, it's a penalty. What's he done? Double movement. South Auckland was bad back in the days, not anymore. That's kind of the feeling I got. But again, I don't know. Oh yeah, he was tackled, then got up and went again. I mean, I just don't know the rules. Happy birthday to the legend. Yeah. Sent him some birthday wishes earlier. He seems to be having a good day. He's probably asleep by now. 11:30, he's definitely asleep by now. There's 5.5 minutes to go. The Force need 3 scores, and it doesn't seem likely. Auckland's all old blokes and hipsters now. Yeah. How many years did I smoke for? How many years did I smoke? More than 10. 10? No, maybe less than 10. About 10. About 10 years. It's very easy to do in China, man. It's dirt cheap and everybody does it. Looking ominous for the Aussie teams. Yeah, we're looking at the Brumbies tomorrow to maybe break the cycle. The Reds at home. Oh, surely not the Waratahs. Please, not the Waratahs. Scotland's usually fine if you're not Scottish. What have you got against the Scots in Scotland? My pops took me to a bar when I was 8 in 88 to watch the 49ers win the Super Bowl. Well, if there's a good reason to go to a bar when you're 8, that's it, to go watch the Super Bowl. Chiefs for the win at home, or the wine. If they get a win, you can have some wine. Well done for quitting. Yeah, Charlotte. Tried pretty hard to quit, hey? Don't even get the new jerseys anymore. Just don't do it. It's become a habit. So that's a good thing. Sean would laugh if the Tars win tomorrow. Don't, man. No. The Blues need to get a win desperately. Desperately. Reds to win, says Novma. Maybe at home, but the Crusaders, I can't see it, but stranger things have happened. Tars have no hope, says Craig. I need more jerseys, Charlotte. Yeah, but I don't have a job anymore, so it's just kind of nice not spending money on cigarettes and enjoying the health benefits of, breathing. I don't think I ever had a problem with the breathing thing before. I think I breathed pretty well, even when I was a cigarette smoker, but when the Tars play, there's always hopes. Likewise, when the Blues play, you are never guaranteed of any outcome. Anything can happen. Man, Tafu just put in a huge hit. Is there arms in it? That's the question they're looking at. Maybe not. Maybe not on that one. How long ago did I quit Schling? I don't know, man. It's been off and on for ages, but it's been off for an extended period now for... don't even know. Watch up, says Craig. All right. The Force are down the Highlanders 22, so hopefully it's a Force try. Not a Highlanders turnover length of the field jobby. Mioti. Kahui. Andrew Reedy. Blindside. Go the Force. Remember, this is their last home game. Oh, he's gone over. What's a try? Good try for the Force. Breathing generally damaged later on. Okay. Hopefully it's not irreparable damage, but We will see. I know Leonard Nimoy had long-term damage from smoking from like 20 years before he died or something. Anyway. Mioti's lining up the kick. There's only a minute to go, so nothing's going to happen. Oh, he's off the post. 10 points in 1 minute. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Oh, important to take the bonus point from the Landers. That's a good point, actually. That, in the scheme of things, is a massive point. Yeah, true. I never thought about that. So the Landers will want to keep playing. My wife smoked 50 per day and gave up 15 years ago, but her lungs are stuffed. Oh. After 15 years, your risk goes back down to as if you'd never smoked than most people. 15 years. I've still got a wee way to go then. Man, lungs are stuffed, says Craig. 50 a day though, geez, it's a sugar load of cigarettes. Charlotte gave up 32 years ago. That's, well, at least you got some good lungs on you, Charlotte. Got some good old lungs. I got my right lung cut out because of smoking. Haven't smoked 16 months. Right lung cut out, bro. Whoa. That's a good reason to stop smoking. Holy moly. I think this game's about to be over based on what Nice Food Takeaways just said. That's a knock on. Game over. No, they're playing the advantage. They're going to keep going. Watch up, says Craig. Highlanders have turned it over. They need that bonus point try. Anstey with the soccer skills. It's a knock on. That's game. Okay. 12-point margin was good. Not an awful performance. Yeah, that's a weird one where I think both sides will be a bit disappointed. The Force will be disappointed they didn't get closer, and the Highlanders will be gutted not to pick up a bonus point. So, yeah, that's a very interesting one in the scheme of things, people. Or half of the lung. Okay, Chris. Either way, that's a good reason to stop. Yes. Okie dokie, people. It's 11:40, so it's bedtime, I think. Anyway, yeah, Sebastian, I agree with that. You smoke when you're young, thinking you're invincible, basically. Then you start to get old and think maybe it's a good idea to stop. Children. All right. 25-15 final score. Entertaining, but as I said, I don't think either side will be particularly satisfied. You guys all go back to work, back to bed, back to whatever it is, mealtime. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, I'll see you guys again for another one. I'll be at the Blues game tomorrow, so don't look out for me for a Blues live stream, but I'll try to take some pictures or something. Anyway, you guys take care. Talk to you again soon. See you later.